her third straight game where she's really been the force offensively. Liz Smith, turnaround no good, and Apolli will pick up the rebound.
Because Ashley Gale can defend her position inside, you can lock down on the perimeter. She does not need any help guarding an undersized post player. That's part of the reason why Missouri hasn't been able to get any threes. They're working inside out against Texas's defense, but Texas can guard the paint. Remember, one of those things in the checklist was being able to defend the paint.
5 on the shot clock, and Anderson again make it 16 points tonight.
Just go ahead and call your own number, Vaughn.
I like it, though. The senior having a great night against her home state. So the Longhorns with a big lead.
Yvonne Anderson's making all the right calls. She's done a fantastic job getting out on the break off her own D. And then watch how she reads the screen right here. Does a nice job of pulling up right behind the screen. Just enough of a dribble behind the screen so that the defense can't rotate out and contest. It's a smart choice and a good play by a senior point guard.
Longhorns' largest lead of the night in the first half, 17 points. It's back to a 16-point lead here in the second half. And it's not just the points for Yvonne Anderson, the rebounds, the assists. She is the best distributor in the Big 12. 6.8 assists per game from the point. Leads the conference, at least in Big 12 play. And she's doing everything right tonight. And she's talked a lot, too, about this team attitude and the intensity this year. This team has more fight in it than any of the previous clubs she's played for. And guessing course has indicated to us, we just have not been at full strength yet this year. There's always been somebody down, something going wrong. Feeling like maybe as they just piece it together week by week here in conference play, maybe they'll be ready at the end of the year.
Well, they certainly haven't peaked. I mean, that's fair to say about Texas, that they have not been at 100%. Even Cokie Reed, although she's getting some solid minutes and did get the start for Texas today, she is not at 100%. Missed the Baylor game and the Iowa State game.
There's Cokie, and tonight 5 rebounds for Reed, but the offense hasn't been there. The scoring hasn't come easily for her. A 16-point Longhorn lead inside 12 minutes to play tonight. Tigers with the ball. Crafton wants to drive again. This time the scoop shot underneath is too strong. And a technical foul called against the Missouri bench. Robin Pinchton had some words apparently. And so the Longhorns will take a 16-point lead into the timeout. Let's take a look at what had Coach Pinchton so upset on that last play.
Watch Crafton on the move right here, and she drives hard to the basket. And wham, across the arm, it does not get called. And then watch the coach on the left part of your screen, Robin Pinchton. Melissa Barlow is on the baseline in the lead position, and Coach Pinchton has a few words for her. And she dropped her clipboard, and that may have been part of the reason why, not just what she said. So Chastity Fizzell is going to shoot the technical free throws.
One of the best in the game at free throw shooting. Right at 89% for the year. That's 12th in the NCAA. So he makes the first, has a second, and drills them both.
I don't think she's hit the rim all night. You go back to the point of interruption. Texas had the ball, bringing it up the floor right here. That's why it gets inbounded over there in front of the scorer's table.
Largest lead of the night now at 18 points for Texas, and a chance to go up by 20 with this possession. Longhorns on a 15-2 run to start the second half. And they go right to Fizzell off the out of bounds.
And here's Missouri bringing a little more heat defensively. They got to be able to do that right there. Go to the basket, look to go back door. Welcome that pressure and take advantage of it.
Tigers into Brock. They're getting nothing in the paint tonight. In fact, they go out to Flores from the baseline.
Yeah, Flores' game over her 4-year career at Missouri has evolved away from the basket.
Hartung pulls the trigger.
This is where you've got to have that poise and that composure while Missouri's trying to ramp it up defensively. You got to be able to run your stuff on the offensive end.
Flores in the paint, but couldn't get that shot to fall. So Anapali left to dribble out of trouble. The Longhorns tonight outscoring Missouri 22-4 in the paint.
See, they're going to flatten it out because Yvonne Anderson has had success all night against Simmons.
Went off that screen and lost the handle momentarily. 5 on the shot clock. Good pass underneath to Chelsea Bass.
That's a great call by Coach Gestencourse, because that's a backdoor look that Texas has not had all game, based on exactly what I was talking about, Missouri picking up their pressure. Not only is this a great call, but she pulled her team away and they executed it perfectly. Off the ball screen, then you've got the play and the handoff to Fizel, who comes around the corner, the backdoor cut. It's a set play and a great call by the bench.
Back to an 18-point lead for Texas. Well, inbound to Flores again. She looks down low for Crafton, and she can't get the 2-footer to go. Koki Reed with a rebound, and the Longhorns want to run. Anderson with a little hesitation. Now baseline, and she's swatted from behind. Foul called, though. Christine Flores picks up another one. And I believe that's her 4th tonight.
I'm telling you, Yvonne Anderson's got it all working. This is a great take. She even switches to the left hand because she senses the shot blocker behind her. Just smart play.
4th foul for Flores.
When your coach gets a technical and she gets it because she's fighting for you, you know they're going to come out and play hard. Texas is going to have to be sharp with the basketball right here so that they can put it away and not let Missouri come back in.
18 points for Anderson now, a 20-point lead for the Longhorns. Koki Reed gets a hand in there.
Didn't you say a 17-point lead in the first half?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, Missouri has whittled it to single digits already once tonight.
Bass and Fizel want to run. Fizel left side, and it goes. A 22-point game.
When you get excellent guard play like Texas has gotten from their backcourt tonight, you can see why they could be back into the rankings. And that, you know, Coach G, the other thing she talked to us about was playing the conference in 6-game segments. You know, they played the first 6-game segments. They went 2-4. They want to try to improve on that in the next 6, which starts tonight.
They just reset everything. It's like a new season.
Well, here's the thing, too, in this league. You know, 7-9 last year in the league was good enough for Texas to get into the NCAAs. There's going to be a 7-9 team in this league that will get in.
Koki Reed working to carve out some space in there, and you suddenly realized she didn't have to work that hard anymore. Take a look at what's going on right now in the Big 12, and you can see just a lot of teams bunched up there in the middle.
Well, and look at Baylor. Clearly, they're almost mathematically going to run away with it. I mean, we're halfway there, but they are so good and so strong on the inside. And Kansas, in Bonnie Hendrickson's time at Kansas, has not been to the NCAA tournament yet. This would be a great time for them to get there. We had them here, you and I, and our outstanding crew, and we saw Kansas upset Texas.
And that was the opening game of the Big 12 conference, and Kansas a little bit of a surprise that night. They played awfully well. The Longhorns made a good run in the second half of that game, but just waited too late.
Robin Pinchton coached a player at Illinois State named Christy Cerrone, who is a student assistant on her bench. And Simmons has some of her qualities, you know, just a good offensive mind and a hard worker.
Fizel with the reverse underneath. Back to 19 points for the Longhorns.
I think Coach Gestincourt kind of took the pressure off Fizzell today, watching tape with her, telling her to concentrate on her defense. That allows a person like Fizzell, who went 4 for 17 in the last game, to concentrate on something else while her offense comes. And I think that's helped her become a better offensive player tonight.
Take a look here at Flores inside. Good battle with Koki Reed, and just a little too much leaning over there by Koki. Go straight up, you might have some success. You lean in like that, and you're going to get called more times than not. Fizzell with a double team. Gives it off to Anderson.
Texas runs a lot of handoffs. It's hard to guard.
4 on the shot clock, 2, and a travel. Koki Reed turns it over. Substitution for Missouri as Crafton comes back in the ball game, and the freshman Bree Fowler takes a break.
Well, the pep talk that Coach Gestincourt has provided at halftime worked.
Did she give you any indication there in your in your interview that her mood maybe wasn't too good?
Well, I knew they were going to get over the top of screens. That was one thing I could have bet my mortgage on.
Well, she was not happy. Fizzell fighting to get open again. Brock with some good help. And the high-low, that's been working tonight. Reed can't get it to fall, but she'll get to the line.
And it's an excellent bounce pass by Hartung from the high post. She gives a little ball fake, and then she drops it off. She uses a dribble to improve her angle, and Koki can catch it with 2 feet in the paint and make a strong move to get to the line. Little things like that are really important. And if you can't do those things, they get magnified as you move closer to March.
Well, Reed had a real tough time at the free throw line in Norman over the weekend, but makes both right here. Now she'll get a break. Ashley Gale comes on for her. Now, overall, pretty good night for Reed. Simmons may have gotten away with a little extra step. 4 minutes to play, and the Longhorns with an 18-point lead. Our defense tonight has been suffocating at times. Brock can't make. Comes up with the ball.
Yeah, she makes a great effort. That's how you get out of the doghouse, playing like that.
Missouri foul charge to number 21.
So inside 4 minutes to go, Longhorns by 18. We take a look again. Fizzell with a fancy move inside.
Texas has built a double-digit, commanding second-half lead by playing terrific team defense. They are connected. They have anticipated. They have made the right reads. Defensively, they have blocked shots. They've been able to get out in transition off their defense. This is a terrific team effort. 4 field goals have been made in the second half by Missouri on the offensive end because Texas has locked it down.
They're up by 18 with a little over 3.5 to play. A read out to Fizzell, who creates her shot and makes it a 20-point lead.
And while we've been talking about Anderson's terrific offensive game, Chastity Fizzell has been fantastic. I can't even remember her missing any shots.
We got to look at some of those defensive numbers too after that last bucket. And there's just so many different ways in which the Longhorns have dominated tonight. But you're right about Fizzell. kind of quiet.
When you take what the defense gives you, you run your offense. All of her points, Fizel's, have come through the system. Just making good choices. Now, if Texas can execute like that and then bring that kind of defensive effort to start the game, now you got the right formula.
Fizel leading all scorers tonight with 20 points. And it's the 4th time in the last 5 games that she's reached that plateau. And she'll put up another one. Let's take a look at what's coming up, though, for the Longhorns. You mentioned a moment ago, heading to Texas Tech next. That'll be a good test.
Well, Texas Tech is strong, and you know, Kiara Mallard has not been playing well, and not sure she's made the trip to Kansas. So there could be some issues brewing down there at Texas Tech.
Now Fizel a chance to add to her total at the line and cinch the first one. Well, there are no gimmies in the Big 12, and you look at that schedule and you think about, well, where are you going to take a breath? I don't know. Well, I don't know the answer to that one.
3 of the next 4 on the road. That's why you got to win at home.
Fizel's next free throw good. She's got 22 points tonight. It's back to a 20-point lead. Longhorns trying to improve to 3-4 in conference, while Missouri in danger of dropping to 0-7 in the Big 12. And some extracurriculars inside, and we anticipated there might be a little bit of this tonight. 2 teams desperate for a win, 2 teams that like to get physical, and Ashley Gale not happy at all with the activity inside from Flores. And Flores will go to the line, and I say this all the time, you hear it all the time. Oftentimes it's not the initial contact, it's the retaliation, and Gale might have been caught retaliating. Flores though to go to the line and add to her 10 points tonight. Meanwhile, her teammate inside tonight, Brianna Brock, with 11 points and 13 rebounds already this evening. That's her 5th double-double of the year. So they haven't hit their typical standards, Brock and Flores, but Brock adding to that list of double-doubles. There she is. So the front end good, and Flores will get another one. She shoots almost 78% from the line this year.
Well, she leads them in scoring and rebounding, block shots, leads them in steals, 2nd in assists. Couldn't quite get it going tonight.
She'll take a break as Paige Speeds comes in. Flores, great experience though in the summer, playing for Team USA in the Pan Am games. Started every game. Two minutes to play. The outcome of this one, well, not very much in doubt. So some contact underneath. Speeds able to establish position there. And for Fizel, her 4th foul tonight. Well, a chance for some of these Tigers to get playing time they don't normally see. Tori Neiman, and that one knocked away. And more substitutions now is Chelsea Bass and Tiffany Moore will check in. So Yvonne Anderson gets a nice round of applause as she heads off the floor, as does Chastity Fizel, both with big nights tonight.